done, dude.
It's
You're
fun.
done. It's game over.
Yeah, dude, I love it. Dude, this weekend was fucking crazy. If you weren't here, you're fucking crazy. Anyways, guys, we're gonna have a good time, man. Still almost blew my voice out, so I'm gonna have to yell a little bit. But actually, hey, does everybody do me a favor? Everybody in here, everybody should have these books. You guys get these? Yeah, everybody got them? Everybody got them? Okay. Everybody, make sure if you didn't get one, let me know. But everybody should have them. We're gonna record this call. I know there's always going to be people that aren't going to make it because they got busy. We'll send them the recording. No big deal. And we'll let everybody in as they come in. All right. So number one, we're just going to start because I'm going to go all the way to 8:45. Okay, 8:50, and we'll be done. 8:45. Because as we go through these training deals, I want you to understand how to grow fast. Okay, so everybody do me a favor. By the way, you don't need to write in this yet. I want you to write down on a spiral notebook or a piece of paper. What's written will be retained. This is the most important thing to learning a word track. Okay. Most important thing to learning a word track. Okay. By the way, how to overcome any objection. So me and TJ were just talking about this weekend. We had the Ultimate Closer Summit. This weekend during the Ultimate Closer Summit, I stood in front of other people live, L-I-V-E, and I overcame any objection they hit me. Any one of them. And I can blow their fucking minds. I'm going to explain why. And I'm going to give you the trick. And this is why we're all together. And I want to explain to you how this is going to work and then how we're going to grow. So number one, we have to start learning word tracks. It doesn't matter which word track we learn first. I'm going to tell you which ones we're going to learn first. But as long as you'll start memorizing them, I want you to understand what's going to happen. So I'm going to use this notepad here so I can draw, so you can visually see this. I'm going to explain to you a trick. This is what I tell people all the time. People are like, man, how'd you know that? Well, let me let these people in. Okay, so look, number one, I learned this word track. I learned this one. I learned this one. I learned this one. I learned this one, and I learned this one. Now I can say these word tracks. They're tattooed on my heart. I am a machine. I don't have to think anymore because I memorized 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 word tracks. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to memorize 6 word tracks. I want to show you something. Once you memorize 6 word tracks, watch what can happen. Somebody can hit me with this curveball word track over here, and I can start intertwining all of these word tracks together because I know all of them. And that is why I can speak so well, is because I stuttered. I wasn't good at speaking. So I said, I need to learn new language. I need to learn new words, and I need to memorize it. I need to memorize word play, write that down, word play, the way I play my words when I speak. And I need to understand what they mean. And then I can figure out, once I memorize them, where I need to use these words as I'm speaking. Guys, what's written will be retained. So number one, how do we learn how to overcome objections? We start one at a time. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. We are going to learn one word track at a time. Now, once we learn that word track, we will own it forever. You will memorize it, and you will have it with you until you die. So the question is, everybody go to your book. By the way, I don't care what word track we learn first. Here's what I care about is this, okay? By the way, how fast can you learn? What is your learning curve? How fast can you learn? Everybody open the book. The first word track is going to be this. By the way, I don't care what industry you're in yet. I don't care. Towards the end, okay, you guys can hit me with any objection you guys want, and I will tell you how to handle it, okay? Okay? Every single one of them, give me any objection, and I'll tell you exactly how to handle it. We'll do that on the very last session of everything. But between now and then, you will learn 6 word tracks for every session. By the way, here's how you learn it. Okay, so we're going to go to this first one here, okay? So the first objection says, I got a few more cars I want to look at before I purchase. Now, I want you to understand this, okay? Everybody listen. If you look at this, I'm going to read what I wrote, okay? It says, I understand. Let's say you already checked out the other vehicles and mine was the last one you're looking at. After seeing all the vehicles, what would be the deciding factor on which vehicle you end up purchasing in the end? Would it be the car itself, regardless of the deal you got on it, or would it be the car you got the best deal on? Now you'll notice I put, what if somebody says, what would be the deal? Then I put what to say here. And then if somebody says it's the car, then I put what to say here. And then I would say, exactly. So it's a great deal that the dealership's willing to give you. Okay? Everybody write this down real quick. Write this down. It's not a matter of if you're going to buy. Write this down. It's not a matter of if you're going to buy. Underline if. It's not a matter of if you're going to buy, comma, but when. And then you go dot, dot, dot. So it's not a matter of if you're going to buy, comma, but when. And then you go dot, 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 and then write. And the when is when the deal is right. Right? So write this down. So it's not a matter of if you're going to buy, comma, but when. And then you go dot, dot, dot. And then it goes, and the when is when the deal's right, comma, right? I can make you say whatever I want. And I'm going to show you how. And you have to memorize this. Now listen to me. Right now, I need you to understand this. It's not a matter of if you're going to buy, but when. And the when is when the deal's right, right? That right there has closed more deals for me than I've ever imagined in my life. But I'm going to explain something to you. You have to memorize everything that I tell you word for word. Now listen to me. TJ, once you memorize it word for word, you can change it. You guys aren't me, okay, and I'm not you, but I am you and you are me. We are all in sales. We are all closers. Understand this. This word track right here, okay, this one, watch this. You guys see it? You're going to write it out 20 times until you memorize it. You're not going to write it out on this call. Guys, write this down. What's done in the dark is who you'll become. When the stands are empty, what you do, that's who you'll become. So I need you to understand this. So we're on the call together, and Bryson, I'm gonna guide you, I'm gonna lead you, I'm gonna give you the answers to the test. But I can't go and sit down with you for hours. You have to do that. Now listen to me. I need some of you to understand this. This is probably the most important thing that I'll let you ever understand, that I'll tell you that you have to understand, is you don't have a learning disability. You are good at learning. But if you want to be great at learning, you have to fall in love with learning. I need you to understand this. When you fall in love with learning, every single time that you learn something, you will feel more powerful. You will feel more dangerous. You will want to learn more. So here's my goal with everybody. Watch this. This objection right here, you're going to write this down 15 times. By the way, you want to change it over here? Change it. Now look, everybody see down here? See down here, this little dots? We don't have to go Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Here's what I want. I want you to write down, check off the box here. There's 7 across. So here's what I need. By Wednesday's call, I need you to write this 14 times. And I want you to mark off every time you write it. Now I'm going to explain to you how to do this. TJ, I've got this book here, and I'm sitting there looking at it. And by the way, I don't care what you sell. It doesn't matter right now. You're going to learn. I know solar objections. I know insurance objections. I know car objections. I know roofing objections. I know them all. They're all the same. Once you understand the common sense concepts, speaking, closing, and word tracks, you're dangerous. It's over. It's over in every industry. It doesn't matter what it is. But this one is going to be this. I've got a couple more cars to look at. So, and by the way, listen to me. Look. First, we memorize the words. Okay, so write this down. Number one, memorize the words. Number two, then by the way, watch. This weekend we talked about it. So I write down all the word tracks. Now I look at it on a piece of paper and I keep saying it. And now I'm getting to a point now where tonight I can look at it and then I flip it over and I try to say it. And if I can't, I can flip it back over. Now, if you have a wife at home or a girlfriend, right? Don't go to her or him and tell them that you're ready to role play with them until you almost have it memorized. Training in the dark looks like this. I'm looking at my paper and I'm going, hey, I totally understand. Look, let's say you had a few more. A guy says, I got a few more cars to look at. You say, I totally understand. Look, let's say you'd already gone and seen all those other vehicles, hypothetically, whether there was 2 or 10, it doesn't matter. Let's say you went and looked at every one of them. And then my beautiful car right here, the one that me and you just drove, let's say it was the last one we went and looked at, right? Look, after looking at all the vehicles, look at my hands, every single one of them, after looking at all of them, in the end, what would be the deciding factor in which one you'd probably end up buying? Watch. Would it be the car itself? Notice my hands, I'm multiple choicing them. I'm not like, in the end, what would be the reason why you would pick each? No, dude, in the end, what would be the deciding factor on which car you end up buying? Would it be the car itself? Look at my hands, regardless of the deal? Or, watch, I'm guiding them to go to the or. Or would it be the great deal the dealership's willing to give you? And smile, like that one looks fucking better. Go that way. Or would it be the great deal the dealership's willing to give you? Which one? And they always say, 90% of them say, it'd be the deal. I say, cool. So it's not a matter of if you're going to buy, but when. And the when is when the deal's right? And they'll say, right. And I say, cool. So if I could save some time and money, would that offend you in any way? Would you be upset with me at all? Okay, write that down. So if I could save you some time and money, would that offend you in any way? Would you be upset with me at all? And they'll always say no and say, thank goodness, stick your hand in the freaking chest. Okay. Now, if you'll understand this, my words are always the exact same. I never change them. I can, but I don't need to. That's how I made $1 million a year selling cars. It's very simple. That's how we got a $100 million company now. Okay. Be the pro. So word tracks, guys. You're going to write this one 15 times. Okay. And what you're going to do is you're going to understand how you're going to learn it. Now, listen to me. We're going to do at the very end of all this, we're going to battle test you on every single word track there is. And if there's anyone you don't know that we need to teach you that's outside of this book, I'll be happy to teach it to you. I don't care what objection it is. I don't care what industry it's in. I don't care. Here's my goal about doing this right now. Number one, I want to make you a public speaker. I just got done having a meeting with the giant group, okay? And I want to tell you what I taught them real quick. And I want to go over this with you. And I'll send you this recording when we're done. I wrote it down right here. I put 8 skills that are hard, but will pay off forever. You don't have to write this down. I just want you to listen. 8 skills that are hard, because I'll send you this video when you're done, but they will pay off till the end of your life. Number 1, public speaking. Number 2, managing your time. Number 3, winning energy. Number 4, positive self-talk. Number 5, training discipline. Number 6, being honest with yourself. Okay, don't lie. Number 6, stop whining. Don't complain because nobody cares. Okay, losers win. Okay, number 7, focus on the present moment. Some of you guys are here right now, but you're already thinking about other things right now. But you've been really wanting to get great at this, but your head's somewhere else. Focus on the present moment. A lot of you guys will be home tonight thinking about being at work. You're at work today thinking about being at home. You're at the gym this morning thinking about you should be at work, but then you'll be at work thinking about you wish you were at the gym. Focus on the present moment. It's a key that allows me to grow and keep good shit in my life. I know, man, distractions kill the elite. To be elite, you'll have to kill distractions. And number 8, last one, be consistent. Okay, this is going to be in the video. I'm going to send this to you. I just trained off this morning at 6 a.m. I want to explain this to you, okay? If you want to be the expert in whatever it is that you're doing, you're going to have to speak well. Would everybody agree? You're going to have to speak well. Okay. So when you speak, do you say, do you say like? Don't say that. By the way, listen to me. So here, I'm giving you what we're going to do, but here's your homework. Okay. Our next call is Wednesday. Wednesday. Okay. Between now and Wednesday, here's what you're going to have to accomplish. Number one, you're going to have to write down each word track that I tell you to learn 14 times, and you're going to have to be able to look in the mirror and say it to yourself without looking back at the piece of paper. Also, once you're done with that, okay, you're going to have to record yourself saying the word track. And then I want you to listen to it. And I guarantee the first time you listen to it, you're like, fuck, that sucked. I know it is going to suck, but you're not going to suck for very long. You're going to get very good. And by the way, my goal is to make you 10 times better than me. And I know I can. And all you have to do is believe that this is going to happen and believe that you're worth it. And I want you to understand that a lot of people won't put the work in, and that's why they're not going to do this. By the way, I'll tell you what to do, but I can't do it for you. I spent hours, I spent hundreds of hours, thousands of hours training in the dark when the stands are empty, when nobody is around. Now listen to me, I'm gonna give you guys a really good I call it training headquarters. Like, I like to learn in a certain place, right? Like, I like to have a certain place that I go that I like to learn in. So I have a giant whiteboard at my house. Okay, I have a giant whiteboard in my office. And every time I like to write out on the whiteboard word tracks as I'm learning them, just so I can share with you. Every time I watch a motivational video, every time on YouTube or anything, I listen to the video until it says something that I like, and then I pause it. And I go write down exactly what that person said, word for word. Not kind of like what they said. I write it down exactly how they said it because it made me go, oh, I like that. So if I go, oh, I like that, that would make someone else go, oh, I like that. So I need to know exactly what they said. I need to memorize it the exact same way they said it. And then once I memorize it from there, I own that word track now. I own that I can move other people. And now I'm dangerous. And by the way, then I can change it if I want to. What a lot of people do is that they say, hey, Andy, I want to change this. Can I ask you a question? This is kind of silly, but I want to ask you. And I'm not asking you to be me. So I want you to be you. But if you're making 200 grand a year and I made 5 times what you made, and I tell you to do it this way, would you be silly to say, well, I don't know, Andy, I'm going to do it my way? That's stupid. It doesn't make sense. Like, what I want you guys to know is this: learn it my way and then go change it. But at least you'll know it this way and then you can change it. Okay? Remember this. Don't give yourself an excuse and say, well, I kind of got it down. Guys, let's pretend you wanted to be a millionaire. Pretend. Okay? Would you memorize it word for word? Yeah. Okay, then do it. You don't need to, you're not going to become a millionaire by understanding the concept of the word track. You're going to become a millionaire by understanding the word track and also knowing it word for word. Hey, by the way, everybody listening, you guys are the teachers. You guys are the future trainers. You guys are the leaders. I am teaching you to be the elite. Now look, I'm going to tell you this, okay? You guys, the only reason why you won't learn this shit is because of you. That's the only reason. So everybody has to own their shit. If they don't learn this, it's because of you guys. Okay? So first thing, first book here. We're doing 6 objections. So, by the way, this is a workbook. So don't be afraid to write in it. Okay? So go here and write number 1. That is going to be the first word track we're going to learn. I got a couple more cards to look at. You're going to go down here. See this? right? Once you memorize it, once you go through it, once you write it down 14 times, it'll look like this. Yep. And by the way, if you want to change this up just a little bit, change it up. Okay. But memorize it the exact way. Good. There you go. Good job. All right. Let's go to the second one. Okay. The second one is going to be, I like the car, but the miles are too high. Okay. Now listen to me. The key to understanding the objection is to know the words, but also understand what the words mean. So I would say this, all the depreciation has already been taken into consideration. You see that? That's why we buy a car with higher miles, because all the depreciation has already been taken into consideration. It's going to have a lower sell price. It's going to have a lower monthly payment. And then 2-3 years, when you go to trade it back in, you're not going to be upside down. However, if we purchased a car with lower miles, you'd spend more money. You'd have a higher monthly payment. And then in 2-3 years, when you went to trade it back in, you'd owe more money on it. The depreciation cycle would already have hit, and you'd be upside down. And if I asked you to give me $6,000 because you're upside down in your car to trade out of it, you'd be pretty upset at me. And by the way, this is a highly rated vehicle. It's 2022. Cars like these, they're rated to run 500,000 miles. What's the difference between 50,000 and 80,000? Nothing. Actually, the best buy is going with something with higher miles. Wouldn't you agree? It's just that they're hard to find because everybody scoops them up. But you just found one. You won the lottery. Let's move forward. Now follow me. Did I close it? Yeah. Does that objection say that exact same thing there? Kind of. I don't need to open this book anymore. This book, I started out and I said, if somebody says the miles are too high, and by the way, listen to me. Let's say you're in roofing and you're like, Wendy, I don't get that objection. I get people saying, hey, I think the roof's too high, or the price is too high on that roof, or I want to go shop your competitors. Listen to me. Why don't you memorize this? Why don't you learn to learn? Why don't you learn to memorize? And you can learn everything. Your brain right now, your brain is lazy. Most people have a lazy brain. You do not understand. When I see, there was on the news, this old lady picked up a car because a kid got trapped under it. And she was an old lady, picked up a 2,000-pound car. How? This mind. She was so freaking in belief that she had to get that kid out from underneath that car that she picked it up. So here's my goal. What is your mind capable of? Dude, unlimited. Like, I think truly, if we could really use our minds, we could probably make that mountain move from there to there. But most of us don't understand that because we have limitations on our minds. I need you to understand this. This isn't some fucking pep talk. This is me telling you that your mind, you have never worked it like you're going to work it now. And guess what? What I want to know is how coachable are you? How fast can you learn? And are you really going to put the fucking work in? See, because a lot of people say they want it. And a lot of people are like, dude, I want to be great. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because tonight, by the way, can I share something with you? I did an event all day Friday, did an event all day Saturday. Okay. Got home about 2 a.m. on Saturday. Sunday, woke up at 6 o'clock, got 3.5 hours of sleep, met Brad Lee at the gym. We hung out all day, was with them last night till 1 in the morning, went home, was with my wife till about 3, and I woke up at 4:30 to be on a Zoom meeting at 6. What is your brain capable of? People say, well, that's not healthy to function. You know what's not healthy? Having such a weak ass mind. Whatever you tell yourself you're going to do, you're going to do. I need you to understand this. You can't learn this stuff if you're weak-minded. By the way, there's a rule. We're all family, brothers, sisters, all of us. If you say you can't do it, okay, yes, you need to memorize it by Wednesday. Everybody's going to memorize 6 objections by Wednesday. But if you say you can't do it, that's loser dialogue. That means you're talking like a loser. If you say it's hard, that's complaining. That's whining. Like, guys, we got to own this shit. If you really want the life that you really want, you're going to have to go through the suffering of pain of learning. And once you do, you're going to retrain your brain. Everybody write that down. Retrain my brain. You're going to retrain your brain so that you guys can do hard shit that no one else can do. So number one is going to be, I got more cars to look at. Number two is going to be the miles are too high. Okay. By the way, I just closed it. Okay. I just closed it, but I didn't read it word for word. Number three, I have to think about it. Now listen to me. Here's the goal. When we start Wednesday's training, I am going to unmute you guys and I'm going to pick 6 people to overcome these objections. And if you can't get it, I don't want to hear any excuses. And by the way, listen to me. If you don't like being under pressure, don't ask for the big life you ask for. Like, be careful what you ask for, okay? Because I'm going to give you what you want. I'm going to teach you to be better than me, swear to God. But I study 2-3 hours a night sometimes. Like, it's sick. Sometimes I do it again in the morning. But that's how I grow. So watch this. That's number 3. Number 4 is going to be this. We're just looking. That means I'm not buying anything. We're just looking after a test drive. That's pretty easy. But you're going to have to memorize it. By the way, Bryson, I don't care how you close it. What I care is, can you memorize what I wrote? So let's be clear. I want you to understand this. I want you to be able to go 10 rounds. 10 rounds. But what I want is, I want to know, can you memorize what I wrote? That's it. That's all I want to know. I don't care how you would handle it. I want to know, can you memorize this? If you can memorize this, then you can change it and you'll be dangerous. But you have to memorize this. Now, so everybody understands this. The first part of the 3 weeks of training is all going to be going through how to learn, memorizations, making sure everybody's beating the learning curve fast. And then the last 3 is going to be basically anything and everything, how to speak, how to talk, body language, tonality, all that. Okay? But you can't get into that if you don't have it memorized. It's physically impossible. All right. Number 5. Next one. Okay? I want my dad to look at the car before I buy it. I don't give a shit if you've never had that objection or not. I want you to memorize it. Okay? What is that objection? We already know what your dad's going to say. You know what I'm saying? Your dad's going to say that you love the vehicle and he's proud of you for being able to make a decision on your own. You love the car, let's do business. Quick, fast. Watch me. Guys, I'm starting out with baby shit because I'm going to explain this. Remember this? I just went over this. Remember this? What happens when we are doing this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're doing this, and we're doing 10 times this amount on this page. Holy shit. You're a human word track machine. Like, you're a human word track machine, man. Dude, you're having conversations with anybody in any topic. And dude, you can bury them. They're like, dude, how do you know? How are you so good with your words? You know how I'm so good with my words? Because I memorize words. I know where they belong and where they don't. And when I speak, I'm a sniper, not a machine gun sprayer. I no longer use words as just language. I'm actually very articulated with my words. I only say words that I know that are going to advance the sale forward or close a transaction. That's it. Okay. Remember this. Pull out all dead words. They got to go. Amateurs have dead words. Okay. Number 6. Okay. We are interested in driving until we know the price. All right. So here's my deal. This first one that we're doing together, this is what I like about this. Will you do the work? That's all I want to know. Will you do the work? By the way, write this down. What's the work? Now listen, I know this. You got to make money. You have a family. You got to go to the gym. I know. And now you got this on your plate. You ask for more money. You ask for a better life. Let's see if you'll do the work. You see, because what I've learned is this. Jonas, unmute for a second. I'm going to go over something with you guys.
Yes, sir.
Jonas, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Not too shabby.
Okay. So Jonas, I want to go over something with you, okay? Once upon a time, there was a guy that he was making about 100 grand a year, and I was making about 10 times what he was making. And this guy, as he proceeded to speak in a sales meeting, you know what he said to everybody else? He goes, dude, he's built different. That's what he said about me. He goes, he's built different. Now, Jonas, if you've ever worked with me live, it looks like I'm built different the way I work with my words, the way I talk, the way I speak, the way I run.
Right.
I'm not fucking built different, bro. I'm just like you. I am you, you are me. I suck, Jonas. I was the worst in the world. And what I did is I did exactly what I'm asking you to do. And I paid the price in advance because I knew if I did, I knew the price that was coming. I was going to get a great life. And by the way, I'm going to tell you something. I want all of you guys, every single person on this call, to follow through with this commitment you've made and to do the work. And when you get tired, I want you to work for one reason. Jonas, I want everybody to say about you, no, man, he's fucking built different.
Hey, let's go. You got to prove it.
That's it. Jonas, you know what I'm built different means? It's a fucking excuse, Jonas. It's an excuse. And you know why it's an excuse? Because what built different means is this. You wake up early, you go to bed later. You study longer, you ask questions. You do the work. When nobody's looking, you're fucking paying the price. Sometimes you go without sleep and you sacrifice a lot of shit in your life.
Absolutely.
And if that's what you mean by being built different, okay, I am built different. But I'm not fucking better than you. And I'm not better. And I just want you guys to know that I have one goal for all of you. One goal. I want you guys to have people talk about you. And this is what they say. Dude, you don't know, man. Fucking Jonas is built different, dude. That dude's just built different. Yeah. Yeah, we're built pretty fucking different. We're underdogs to the core. Okay? But here's my goal, Jonas, is your old bad habits are going to try to come back in. Laziness is going to try to creep back in. Entitlement is going to say, hey, I don't need to do this. I want to explain what will make you carry through with all this. It's one thing, Jonas. It's your why. Jonas, why are you here? It's not yet. Maybe part of it could be like you want to make the money, but that's not it. Jonas, do you got kids? Are you married?
I am married. I have 2 stepdaughters and a 5-year-old son. My why, 100% is my son. It's always has been, always will be. He is my driving force. You can ask anybody in this dealership right now.
Jonas, I want you to do me a favor. Every single word that you're memorizing, every single minute that you're staying up, not going to bed, every single word that you're writing down, every spiral notebook that you're filling out, every video that you're making that you feel like is stupid to do this, every one of those, it's to give your son a life that you never imagined he could have.
Absolutely.
That's
I tell everybody all the time, for me, I was given a great childhood, but I want my kids to be even better than mine. You hear a lot of people saying, they had a crap childhood, they didn't grow up great. But for me, yeah, my parents were divorced, but they gave us everything we need and more.
See,
but my kid deserves more than that.
And see, but hey, but listen, you know what? You know what he deserves though? He deserves to know that his father is going to ask him to do certain things in his life because he's going to want to be great at something. How old is he?
He's 5.
He's going to say, hey, Dad, I want to be great at baseball or whatever. And you're going to say, son, there's only one way to get there. And that's by repetition and practice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's all it is. The more you practice, the more repetition, the more you'll do than the other people that play the same game that you play do. That's how you'll beat them. I mean, dude,
100%.
Kobe Bryant at age 13 was one of the worst basketball players in the world. And by 14, 15, he was one of the number one in the country. How does that happen? It's exactly what's going to happen to you, Jonas, what's going to happen to everybody else. And you know what else I like, Jonas? All we're doing right now when we're learning these words is that we're learning how to speak and we're learning how to communicate on another level. Because everything in your life that you're going to do is going to come from communication. And communication is where the money's made. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. So I just want to tell you, Jonas, as you're going through this, like, here's our goal. And by the way, everybody listen up, but I'm just telling Jonas. By Wednesday, I'm going to start the call for 5 minutes, and I'm just going to look at the names on the screen, and I'm going to say, all right, guys, 6 objections. Jonas, go, number 1. And I'm going to hit you. And Jonas, I need you to be able to say all 6 of these objections and memorize them. By the way, if I was a guessing man, Monday and Tuesday, because Wednesday we got another call, that would mean you've got 2 days to do it. I'm guessing at night, you're going to have to start out by writing down all these objections with the spiral notebook. I'd probably do 3 today, and I'd do 3 tomorrow. And what I'll tell you tonight is I'd write it down 14 times. I'd get a spiral notebook, and I'd write it 14 times. And on my 14th time, I try to, because I'm saying the words as I'm writing it, I try to say it without even having to look at the paper anymore. I would try to write the next, see Jonas, watch this. So the first time you write it, you're like almost copying it, right? And then the second time you write it, you're copying it like you kind of know 2 or 3 of the words. On the 3rd time, 4th time, 5th time, 6th time. 6th time, it's like, like the first, like the first 10, 15 sentences, and you only have to copy because you keep writing them. By the 14th time, dude, you're going to know it. Now I just want you, once you know it, to just do me a favor. Just turn your camera on and watch this. I'm going to show you guys something. See this thing right here, guys? It's a camera phone. It's a holder, right? I just want to tell you what you guys need to do. Okay? See that? I just take my phone, I put it in here, and I set it down. And literally, I'm just going to look at it, Jonas. I'm going to record myself. And then what I want you to do, Jonas, is when you're done, is I want you to watch it. And Jonas, do not delete these videos. I need you to look back at them when we're done. And you're going to be like, holy shit. Dude, I was
See how bad those first ones were.
Dude, listen to me. They're going to be hideous and horrible. But you got to see it because I need you to see what you're capable of. When this is all said and done, you're going to be like, son of a bitch, man. This is fucking incredible. Like, it's so amazing. But I need you to do one thing. This is the most important, okay? Is this. You got to fall in love with learning. Jonas, I need you to understand this. You're not going to be understood. People won't understand you. If Jonas, I'm going to explain this to you. If we called the whole dealership in right now and we were to let them listen in on this call because you were like, hey, I want you guys to get in on this with me. I want you guys to be great. Jonas, they would laugh. Jonas, they wouldn't care. Jonas, I was mocked, laughed at, and like ridiculous every fucking day. Every day. But now I'm laughing my way to the bank.
There you go. They can laugh all they want when you're cashing those checks.
That's it. We'll laugh at the fucking bank, motherfuckers. Here's what I'm telling you guys, and listen. So Jonas, just with everybody here, I don't care. This is a small group. There's not a lot of us. I'm crazy. I know how to be great at selling, closing, influencing, and persuading. And the way to do it is by 2 things. Everybody follow up. Number 1, when you talk to someone, you don't need to look like you're thinking about what to say. So while we're memorizing all this, is we're creating content in the brain so that we know things and how to say things, and our brain operates differently than the average guy. Also, on top of that, Jonas, as you're talking to somebody and you know what to say, you can make them feel important and significant because you're not trying to think about what to say. You can really focus on your client. And you can really look at him in the eyes when you're talking to him. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes some, yeah, absolute sense. Yeah, 100%.
Okay, cool. So here's the biggest goal is this. And by the way, when I say this to you guys, those of you that are on this call that will really, really, really do the work. And like, you're like, dude, Andy, I'm all in. I'll do it. I swear on my life, I'll do it. I will do every bit of this. When this is all over, this is all said and done. If you don't have it down, I will still spend more time with you. But if you don't give everything you got, if you don't write it 14 times on all 6 of these injections, if you don't record yourself, if you don't give up 4 hours doing this, you don't want it. So that's it. It's just another program you paid for that didn't work because you didn't do the work. That's all it was. Now, here's my goal. I want you guys to be undeniably the best in the world. My goal was to have a small setting where literally when we get on the back side of this, Jonas, this front side's not sexy. It's not fun. This is the fucking bitch. This is where we learn. This is where we need ibuprofen. This is where we get hand cramps from writing shit down. That's what we get now. But on the backside of this, Jonas, you guys are going to be able to fucking hang with me. I'm going to be like, hey, man, no ways I'm doing that. You're going to be like, Andy, listen, here's what we're going to do. And you're going to be coming at me. And dude, you're going to be like, I can't believe that, dude. I can believe it. That's what we're building you for, to be able to do that now. And by the way, I want you to take your competition soul. When you guys learn this, and other salespeople see you doing what you're doing, dude, they're going to be blown away. And the results you're going to get are crazy. But the confidence you're going to have is going to be through the roof. So anyways, everybody's got a game plan. 6 objections. Write down 14 times. Do your video. When we start Wednesday, I'm going to hit you quick. 6 objections fast, and then we'll go into learning. Now listen to me. After the 3rd meeting, we'll do a battle test deal on the first 18 that we've learned. Is that cool? Everybody feel good? Everybody got it? Okay, Jonas, in the beginning, it's all about the foundation. This is what we got to do, but listen, every time you write it down, mark it off in your book. Also, guys, this book is made to be wrote in, underlined, scribbled in. It's a workbook. Tear it up. Okay? Like if your book doesn't fucking look like you've worked out of it every day, then you didn't do it. Yep, 14 times on 1 through 6. And by the way, any objection you have that's not in this book, when we're done with it, I'll be happy to go over any of them with you. I don't care what it is, whatever. And I'll teach you the word tracks too. And by the way, what did I just say? I said, if you guys will give extra, I'll give extra. I don't care. I'm just telling, whatever it takes. So, hey, much love, man. Hey, if you didn't receive a book, if you didn't, shoot me a text message. Okay, everybody, I'm going to give you you guys have my personal cell phone. If you don't, I'm going to give it to you. My personal cell phone is 405-482-1991. I've got a 918 number, but I've got another one. It's 405-482-1991. If you don't have this book, text me. For some reason, we might have held the wrong address or some shit. Your fucking neighbor's reading it. So text me and I'll get it to you guys. Okay? Cool. Hey, and by the way, like I'm looking at somebody that says I'm in dentistry. I'm a national trainer. Would love to make this more important for my dental. Dude, listen, that's cool. Whatever it is, I don't care. Hey, TJ, yesterday you were with us, right? Hey, what objections did we cover? Solar, insurance, everything, right?
Everything.
It does not matter. It does not matter what market you're in or what you do. If you're in automotive, this book's based on a lot of automotive, but you still learn it because you learn to learn. And then if you are in a different niche, you give me your objections you got, I will show you how to kill it. And I'll tell you exactly how to write them out. So I got you guys. Let's start here, and then I'll see you guys on Wednesday, okay? Cool.
Yes, sir, Andy, man. I appreciate it.
Hey,
Sounds good,
you
Andy.
guys. Love you, man. We got work to do. Hey, go make a bunch of money today. We'll train tonight.
Thanks, Andy.
Andy.
Hey, you bet. Kill it, guys. See you soon.
Hey, guys.